than the other one, or switch them?
Hey, I'm
How
told,
tall?
this is
How
the
tall
last
are you?
unit.
Just under 6 foot.
Greg, we just have taller than him now.
Well, you're what, 6'2",
Yeah, I'm
right?
6'2".
We're good? Good evening, all. Welcome to our August 1st, 2023 Architectural Review Board meeting. Anybody here for 121 Seafield Point? And nobody here for the gate? Anybody here for 62 Seafield Lane? And 417B Dune Road. So why don't we start with 417B Dune Road. Before we begin, just want to let everybody know that we have one board member that's absent tonight. If anybody does not want to be heard until we have a full board, you have to tell us before we hear the application. Is there anybody here that does not want to be heard tonight? Okay. Okay, this is 417B Dune Road. We approved the house 2 weeks ago.
Right.
And we asked for a landscaping plan.
Which we submitted a little bit back. First of all, for the applicant, James Engineering, 230 Mill Road, Westhampton Beach. The owner is here tonight, as well as the
Okay.
advisor, Mr. Myrtle.
Do you want to come up? Do you want to come up?
So we submitted a plan, and I can go around, starting in the upper left-hand corner. We're looking at some maiden grass, some bayberry, some rosa rugosa in the middle, some black pine on the right-hand side, and then some various beach grasses along the green side of the property. I think installing, we're talking something 3-4 feet tall, nothing more than that. And then obviously this is an oceanside property, and we're not trying to encircle the whole house so that you can't see all of the wonderful sights from this house, and we're certainly not looking to interfere with other people's view in the areas that isn't housing. So that's, in a nutshell, what it is. I think we've identified all the species that we intend to install, and as I said, 3 to 4 feet tall.
Are the bayberries new or are they existing?
There is some existing there.
A little louder, please.
There is some existing there, but we believe we're going to end up taking a lot of existing out for purposes
When you do the
of putting
construction.
in the construction and the septic system. So we're going to try to replace as best as possible the existing horticulture.
And the Rosa Raguso?
That is not there at the moment, but
Not there, you're putting it in.
we're putting it in. It tends to hold
Okay,
sand together and everything and give a nice flower and
okay.
prune it very low.
The black pines are there?
There is, I don't know the name of the species of the kind of pine that grows on the dune. I know that the only species that's available from the nurseries are black pine, which is an equivalent that they
And are
typically use for this.
And are they existing?
There are pines that are existing that look very much like black pine, but they're a sort of a species that's not cultivated by nurseries, so it's
I
hard to
guess my
fly.
question is, are you adding to what's existing?
But we're replacing where we will expect to remove.
So you're gonna pull them up and put new ones down?
Yes, because the old ones, you're not going to be able to replant.
Intentionally, I mean, but
Yeah, it's not
part of the.
What choice of that?
It's just the nature of the beast.
Yeah, in order to get the house in place and equipment and maintain everything on
Okay.
the site.
Okay.
So this is kind of a projection of what it will look like
Finished.
done.
Okay.
And to the extent that some of it exists now, then it's being duplicated.
So
but,
what I'm going to ask you to do, if you would, is put the 3 to 4 feet or the height of what you're proposing,
Oh, sure.
okay? And these are your neighbors at 417A Have you seen the landscaping plan? You want to come up and take a look?
So that's, ocean, grasses, duty together, more shrubbery.
Here's the original. This is the stamp.
Okay.
Right.
Some trees and stuff for privacy.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
right, this is the, north side of the house.
Correct, it's right in your house.
Yeah.
And more shrubbery, just, give you privacy. And that's it.
With, when you said the existing is gonna be taken out, is that over on this side?
No,
No,
this
nothing
whole
here.
area is not gonna be touched based on what we believe the septic is. So the area that you see from your western deck with pines where the pole is, that's gonna not be touched.
Sufficient.
So all of those pines are gonna remain.
So you know the shrubs like by my current border?
Yeah.
On the east side?
Yeah.
Right, they're gonna come out obviously because the house is
Right.
coming out, and replace them, these kind of shrubs.
And these are the same as, that's.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what is this.
Are these tall trees that we had prior to when we cut down the olives left? How tall were
How
those?
tall are these trees on their border? Milton, do you know?
I mean, the taller the better.
Taller the better.
We can work with you, whatever you.
That's
But
fine.
just like better, we can put taller at the
Taller better
moment.
for privacy.
At the moment, this grows to about this kind of height.
We would not be adverse to
Taller.
Putting in
For sure.
taller,
Of course.
15 feet.
100%. You got it.
And where is the proposed septic now?
The septic is gonna be in this area over here.
Okay, sure.
It's basically up here down to, it's this whole area, it's nails. It's across here. It's over and down slightly.
Until the spring.
And the last question I have is, as we spoke today, is that existing retaining wall, right?
Yeah.
You had mentioned that was gonna be rebuilt?
Yeah, I think it has to be rebuilt because it's falling, it's,
Okay, we should inform, because that is part of the next meeting, I think we should, inform the board and go on record that that's gonna
When
be.
you see what they took
yeah.
out.
Probably I talked about it.
It's an existing feature that's gonna remain.
Oh, actually,
Because-
because half it.
Right,
So,
or, yeah.
so, board members, what we're talking about is the existing retaining wall. You people have copies of the, in front of you? Okay, so where the driveway is, there's an existing retaining wall there?
It's indicated on the drawing?
Yes.
Your finger right on it, as a matter of fact.
Are you talking about a different retaining wall than what's on the drawing?
No, so, but it's also being proposed that that is gonna be updated and taken out and redone.
In cement, tile, brick.
Right now it's whatever the town recommends.
Okay, so my question is, there's an existing retaining wall.
Wood,
You're saying that you're gonna take it out and replace it?
Saying that, I don't
So-
think he means to say that.
We're gonna
There's an
maintain, we're
existing
gonna
wall that's
maintain it.
remaining. If it needs to be repaired or replaced, then we'll have to do that, but there's no plan to remove it and replace it at the present time.
Okay.
That's two different things that I.
Yeah, what do you, he's saying something different.
Well,
Yeah,
what I'm
I've
saying
heard from
to
Mr.
you,
Goldstone.
and we have said to the building department in our building permit application, is that there's an existing retaining wall that is going to remain.
That's what we're saying.
Yes, that's what we're saying.
Mr. Goldstone had alluded to that was gonna be updated and redone.
Yes,
So there's a
so for
little
the third
confliction
time,
of
there is
statements
an
here.
existing retaining wall that, for as soon as the permit is going to be maintained.
maintain, right? As it needs repair, it's gonna be repaired.
And you're aware if you change it, then you have to
We
go
have to
back,
go back,
back
yes,
and
we're fully
do the
aware.
colors and all the
Yes.
other things.
Yes.
Just one last question about the driveway. So you have here, is this where the existing stuff is right now? The plantings? Then you go back?
Can I just ask you if you can draw the driveway from the, coming from Dune Road, the driveway
Slightly more and
into their garage?
open that up to be able to put two cars side by side. We know there's a challenge with parking, and the objective would be to give more room up there.
So where's,
So-
where's the parking? Parking's here, so.
The 25 foot on the plan
Mm-hmm.
is basically this area here.
But you're still having,
The 250 square feet.
so the railroad tie that goes here,
Those are yours, they're right now.
they're there right now.
Correct.
And then you're gonna have a
Some
little bit of
plantings
trees.
above it.
And then the driveway will come down.
Yes.
I don't really turn around.
So the objective was to maintain the shielding of the cars in the driveway, but to keep as wide a pit up there as possible to make more room for cars. Right now, there's actually more room to park up there on Peter's land, but it's treed. And those trees they have to be removed for
Right.
construction
No, I
purposes.
understand, I
when
just
we
didn't
put
know
them
if you
back-
were gonna
When we put them
something.
back, we
Same thing.
Even though you're making the actual
narrow
parking
wall.
area, why, just wanted to see if
Yes.
we're putting plants, see something,
And
just not
that's-
as much.
And that's what's shown over here.
Right.
That's what's shown over here.
Just some
And
separation.
your dry well is going on.
Keep on wanting to keep
From
it
the
July.
Yeah.
It's going quick.
Now you're an architect.
It's less
Thank you.
the dry well.
Where's the driveway?
You said it was drainage from the roof,
This Dune Road is here,
Right.
up here,
Part
pushing is here.
And this is where they're gonna
That's
put plants here?
he,
I
we were
talked
talking
about
inside.
the.
You said
Why
there was a
do it
dry
as a
well.
dry well?
Oh,
I mean, the fact that they're clarified.
Let's have one person speak at a time.
Runoff on the property, and the building department, and make sure that we do the necessary things to do that.
And
But
where
it's not a
that's.
question for this board.
We can ask the question to the board, we had a
We're trying to get through a
discussion.
hearing here on this particular issue.
Yes, I realize
And,
that.
and I would ask the chairman if we can move on.
Okay. Have you resolved your questions with regard to landscaping?
Have you altered the landscaping at all from what we're seeing here after all these discussions?
Yes,
Whatever
yes,
would-
we have, we said we're gonna put higher trees in,
Okay.
well, on the north
On a
side,
note.
building. For more privacy.
What do you got to put it on this?
Okay.
Sorry,
Can you, can you indicate that?
Up to 20 feet as far as I'm concerned. Trees on the
Okay, that's fine. What was discussed?
What is
high as you want to.
I don't know how high the trees grow, but enough to give us a good amount of privacy.
From your tablets.
Well, yeah, just a good amount, that we had a good amount before.
Maybe 10 to 15 feet. That makes sense.
The height of the window is.
They'll grow, they're gonna have to grow.
Plant an 8 to 10 foot tree.
Okay. Just one more, Jim, same thing.
Joe signed it this week, not me.
It's the requirement to drain,
We can talk about that later. Yeah, just curious.
you don't have one in any property.
If you would, hold off on your questions regarding drainage,
Yeah, sure.
okay?
So we're just-
Okay.
We'll get the
Just
plan.
take a look at it.
It'd be beautiful, yeah.
So this is, well, we'll figure it out. So it's going back to where we've all been. Going over to our black pines, there's no change in the heights or anything with the black pines on the right. Then coming up to the front, there's another set of black pines. Did we change anything on that with these discussions?
It'll just be a little bigger.
How much is this?
No, 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 no.
Oh, no, sorry, apologies.
Thank you. Coming across, the dune grass is gonna change in front of the house to maiden grass. Any of that changed?
No.
No.
Coming to the other side, same question. Maiden grass is by the steps walking out on the wooden deck.
That has not changed.
Black pines, again, now facing Midland Walk.
Nope.
Okay, now when we come to the driveway, is there any change in the plantings there when,
Yes, those plants as installed will be 8 to 10 feet in height, and they'll be,
Not here, over here.
by the driveway, here. This is where this is where they want the height,
Okay.
I think.
I want the height behind the house, the north side of the house.
North side.
Okay, so
Here. Here's gonna be slow, like, on the driveway would be lower. And
Which is
height
Oh,
higher.
pointing that way, so.
hey, give it back.
thank you.
Sorry.
Here you go.
Yeah.
This is gonna be like lower.
So here, this is gonna be higher. That's for you guys, right?
Just a side comment. Here you'll have room next to the
So
house.
this here is
Going
gonna be
to be
10
taller.
feet. If you fill it with trees, it'll prevent him from doing it. That's just something for you to think about.
No, it's fine, it's on his property, we
Yeah,
just
just
would
let-
like a little something, I don't know if there's a requirement for a setback from my property or not, if there's any requirement. Many towns have that. He needs to be able to turn around in his driveway.
Okay. What I'd like to do is, approve these drawings right now and suggest that as neighbors, after the construction is finished in the spring, you get together and work it out so that you're both comfortable,
Sure.
okay? Because we don't know what's gonna come out and the extent of what's gonna come out.
As long as we, agree conceptually of what we have, which
This is what we're agreeing on tonight. Okay, can we get a motion
I'm like,
to approve the landscaping plan as noted?
I'll make the motion.
Do we have a second? Those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you all.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Good luck.
Good luck with trees.
Absolutely.
Nice to meet you.
Trying to help the house.
Maybe.
I do have one question, actually. And it's kind of a procedural thing, and I'm not anything.
Go ahead.
I believe Mr. Lynch is associated with coastal building, is that correct, Mr. Lynch?
Mhm.
And I believe, although, Westhampton has not, engaged him in a contract, is that a conflict of interest to the board that if, there's a possibility that he.
Not at this point, no.
There has been no engaged contract. I know Milton and Milton's consultant be just on the building. I have no contract. The first time I met Peter.
Okay.
So
I was just,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
There you go.
I got it. Oh, sign it.
Go there.
Okay, next we have the application for Ray Lindenbaum, 62 Seafield Lane. Permit number P 220237 for additions and alterations to a single-family dwelling, 5 bedrooms, 4.5 baths, including front and rear additions, reconstruction and expansion of the main second story, and connecting breezeway with a trellis behind, renovations throughout, specifically the second floor over the main dwelling is proposed to be fully reconstructed and expanded. Good evening.
Good evening, hi, everybody.
Hi.
Good to
I'm Josh Rosenzweig, this is Melissa Delias, KPD Architects. Nice to see you all, Josh.
Good to see you.
Great to see you all. I'm going to set this up with a little bit of a backstory because we were in front of this board about 3 months ago getting approval for this particular project when it looked like this. And I won't get too much into the old application, but about the new application. But our client not only owns 62 Seafield, but we built the main house for our clients at 60 Seafield, which is right next door to the north property. There's a small home there currently, which is a smaller cottage, that we had come in front of this board in order to just sort of give it a little bit of an update in terms of its exterior fenestration, some of the coloration of the house, but it was very much a humble exercise in changing it a bit. This was the product of that particular exercise, which we came to the board and showed it to you. Since then, we've decided, because of variables like cost and time, that we could go ahead and keep the existing first floor footprint, but give the second floor a little bit more of a robust renovation to give a little bit more aesthetic to the house itself, and to give it a little bit of a fresher look so it ties more to their main property. This is an exact carbon copy of what you all have in your draft sets, but this is essentially where we wound up, taking the renovation just a little bit further, trying to get a lot more of the roof lines to look very much like the 60 Seafield house, and once again, stay with the overall material palette. The landscape plan has not changed, the site context has not changed, the amount of bedrooms really has not changed, it's just the roof line has changed. The main core of the roof line on the second floor, this is the street elevation. You can see we really have these nice twin gables with a small architectural element in between, which very much echoes what's on the main house. Much smaller scale, but again, just a better effort in terms of making it something. I'd allow Melissa right now, if you don't mind, to just take you through the exterior materials. While they haven't changed, still I'd like to show the board what we're using for the material palette. Here are some exterior elevations that are in the set right now.
Come up to the microphone.
Any of the materials match the main house existing Seafield?
If you can just be a little bit louder so that it gets recorded.
And the roofing material is pressure treated red cedar sheets. The siding is Alaskan yellow cedar shingle. The trim material is Spanish cedar painted white, and then the exterior doors and windows will be wooden painted white. And the shutters will also match the main house, so those will be mahogany painted blue.
So to reiterate, I know you're just having a little trouble hearing. The roof material will be pressure treated red cedar, as was the previous application, which will silver out well. The siding is Alaskan yellow cedar. All of the exterior trim and running trim and millwork, which is going to be out of mahogany, will be painted white, along with the garage doors and the front entry door. And the shutters will be blue, functional shutters, to match the exact color of 60 Seafield Lane. So that will be an exact match on that as well.
Okay.
Again, the landscape plan is not changing at all. You can see here, we've got existing trees and landscaping to remain, existing trees to remain by the streetscape, existing arborvitae trees to remain, and the catalpa trees, of course, which grace Seafield Lane so nicely, are also going to remain. So essentially, we're keeping the nostalgia of this property as it is currently. We're just doing a modification to the roof lines and some of the interior finishes as well. But all in all, it very much is going to have the same charm and effect that's currently there now.
Okay. Questions?
No. I remember when they first
Questions?
Charm is good.
Something, I think it helps sometimes.
Questions?
No, not all.
Okay, can we get a motion to approve this application?
Sure, I'll make the motion to approve.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
Everybody,
Yeah,
hopefully
thank
we'll
you.
see you all soon.
Yay.
Good luck.
I think we're done here tonight. There's nobody else.
Okay.
Have a good evening, everybody. Thank you.
All right,
You
take
too.
care.
Take care.
Is that an application?
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you want the?
That's good.
No, I know we had looked at that.
The
but
gate
they
guy
told
didn't
me
show
before
up.
That says it looks familiar.
I guess so. We're holding over the gate?
Leon, let me go through it.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Hey, guys.
Did we approve the awnings at One Trick Pony? Don't we supposed to
Say that
do the
again?
architecture review board if they put something else in? That place, One Trick Pony, that used to be the North Fork Coffee Place, did they apply to have the awnings, the green awnings that they have outside? I don't remember ever seeing that come through there.
Might be before our time.
No, they just put it up.
Oh, they just put it
It
up?
just, that used to be the North Fork Coffee, and they changed it, and it's the green, I just wondered, it's just my nature of my
Does Sydney own it?
Sydney.
John Hancock.
Yeah.
John Hancock,
Oh, really?
signature.
I was just wondering, because I remember I hadn't seen it. No, it's just point of order, I guess. There you go.
Thank you. Okay, 121 Seafield Point, demolish existing motorized gate and replace with a new 4-foot gate. The board has some questions on this application. No one is present here tonight, so can we get a motion to hold this over?
I'll make the motion.
And
We
I'll
have a
second.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. And can we get a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you all.
That's quick.
Thank you.
I'll make a